My next guest is returning to action at UFC Paris on September 3rd. It is Dustin Stoltzfus joining me here on the program for the very first time. Dustin, how are you, man?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. I know it's late over there. Well, not too late, about 8 o'clock. How did training and everything go today?
Well, I just got done, showered and rushed in here, so it's going well. I'm tired, but a good tired. I'm not hurt, feeling good, feeling strong.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for having me part of your evening here. First and foremost, just how excited were you to be a part of this card? First UFC card in Paris, in France. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, especially living here in Germany and being right on the French border. I try to get to France as often as I can. Not necessarily to Paris, but the border region of Alsace. So yeah, it's great to be over there. Great to be a part of this historical event as well. So I'm really excited.
And it looked like you got plenty of notice for this fight. I imagine you got a full camp?
It was a little bit shorter. I was notified about a week after my last fight. And then I had about 5 weeks.
Okay, that makes sense. Is that good? Do you like being this active, or would you have wanted a little bit more time off if you had it your way, so to speak?
I wanted a little bit more time off, but now, like looking back on it a little bit, especially with it being as close as Paris is, it's actually sort of nice, and so I've warmed up to the idea a lot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm pretty excited to it.
Let's talk about your last fight, first UFC victory. You went into Dwight Grant's home state, and you got it done. Just how big of a win was that for you, and how much weight was lifted off your shoulders getting that victory?
Well, you said it there. I mean, the biggest thing is just that weight of finally getting the win. I showed a lot of potential in some moments of my other fights, but I was never able to really connect it all together and actually get that win. And so it was really nice to be able to go in there, stick to the game plan, stay focused through the third round, and then get that win. And then very shortly after that, then getting this next fight and the next contract. So huge weight off my shoulders. Just ready to go in there and keep the momentum up and keep going.
Yeah, I was doing the math there. I kind of figured this was part of a new contract. When did you sign pen to paper on that? And I imagine it's a 4-fight deal?
Yes, it's a 4-fight deal, and it was shortly after I agreed to this fight. Agreeing to this fight was one of the conditions of the contract.
Good for you, man. The stakes were high then, right? Obviously, if you didn't get that win, maybe things are different. But just what does it mean to, be a part of the UFC and really maybe prove some doubters wrong with that win in your last fight?
I love being part of the UFC. More than anything, just because of the people and the infrastructure they have built up around it. It's a great atmosphere. You go in there, they take care of you, and just everything runs so smoothly. The infrastructure that the UFC has built is just a pleasure to be a part of, really. And then all of us, obviously, the name of and the prestige of being in the UFC is a big deal. It's what pretty much every fighter strives for, is to be in the UFC, and I'm here. So that's obviously great. Was there a second part of that question?
No, you pretty much answered it there, man. You're doing great. I love it. Let's talk about your opponent here, Magomedov, 29-fight veteran. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
So I don't know him personally, but he is also a guy that lives and trains in Germany. We both know of each other and have overlapping circles. I've obviously had him on my radar because pretty much my whole career, he was number one in Germany, and I was working my way up from number 10 to what I am now, number 2. And so he was always that step above me. So, I mean, it's not great for a lot of the German fans to see two German guys them fight against, or German. A lot of people. There's a lot of debate on whether I'm German or whether he's German.
You're German? How long? You've lived there for a while, right? I think you can claim it, right?
Yeah. But that either way. So to have two German guys fight each other isn't great for the German fans over here. But it's a good fight. It's a hard fight, but it's a doable fight, and his style and my style, the way they match up, it's going to be an exciting fight. Um, it just has to be.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you there. I'm Canadian, so I'm always positive, and we have this reputation of being sort of glass half full. So I'll put something here. I mean, it might be two German guys fighting against each other, but at least there's a guaranteed winner, right? So for the fans that way, they got to be happy about that. So can't complain too much. You mentioned. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's how you have to look at it. You mentioned, a lot of sort of mutual people know both of you. Was there anyone that was involved in this fight, or anyone that maybe you train with that was kind of like, hey, I'm staying out of this because they knew him, or was there anything like that sort of heading into the fight?
No, they don't overlap that closely.
Okay, good. Yeah, just making sure, because I know sometimes that happens. How's the weight cut going ahead of the fight? I guess the nice thing is you don't have to travel that far, right? I mean, you're used to fighting in the States, so I'm sure that's a nice plus.
Yeah, I was one of the reasons why I wasn't keen on the idea of fighting this soon again is because I was away for 5 weeks in my last training camp, and I was just not really looking forward to traveling and doing a camp. But then I realized, like, hey, it's not that long away. It's only 5 weeks, and Paris isn't that far away either. So I can just do my camp at home. I'm coming uh, right in from a 10-week camp I think I had last time. So so I can put in a little bit of more of a shorter camp here at home, and I don't need to. Well, I'm not at home right now. I'm at Planet Eater in Balingen.
I was going to say, you'd probably have a problem at home if someone's been kicking in the background, right? You might want to check your plates or something. Right?
Yeah, I'm at a gym right now. So.
Yeah, no, I could figure. No, it's good. I like getting you in your element, man. That's great. Speaking of that, who have been some of the main training partners this camp that have been helping you get ready for this fight?
So not really any well-known people. I have a lot of kickboxers at our gym. We have a small gym called Franker's Fight Team where I've been doing Muay Thai for a very long time. And they have some really great kickboxers that are just sort of hobby kickboxers, but they've been training for years with high-level professionals. And so we have a great team for striking over there, and I've been finally getting over into that side of thing more. And then parallel to that, I have my own little gym where I've just been inviting a lot of people over, a lot of people, wrestlers and grapplers who are anywhere between like 85 to 95 kilos, and just putting in some good rounds. And other than that, just working with my wrestling coach and my striking coach and my lucha livre coach, and just working on the things that I have been working on, and just trying to keep that momentum up from the last fight.
How do you see this fight playing out on September 3rd?
Well, he's going to try to do his thing and pick me apart and wear me down. So I'm going to need to bite down my mouthpiece, and I think I hit a lot harder than he does. And I think on the ground, I'm probably the stronger grappler, but his wrestling's very good. So I'm going to need to go in there and just try to break this dude. There's no really other way to do it than just hard violence. So that's what I'm looking for.
I imagine you want to get one more fight in this year, or do you kind of just see how this goes and then kind of reassess? Because you mentioned wanting to have more time for this fight, right?
I would like to have another fight this year. I was, especially with this one being so quick after the other one, if I could get another one, like, I was hoping for Stockholm, Sweden, but if I'm fighting now, I'm going to want a little bit more time. So like end of November, early December would be great. But a lot can go wrong in a fight, and I'm assuming that this one's going to be a pretty rough fight. So let's just get through this one, see what my body's telling me, and then go from there.
What's downtime looking like in terms of when you're not training? What do you get up to living in Germany? I don't know if you're like watching any TV, or do you go for walks? Like what do you like doing when you're not in the gym training?
Well, for the past couple months, I've pretty much only been in the gym training.
Okay.
But I try to get out. There's some nice. I'm not much of a party person or big city person. I like more of the countryside, getting out there, going hiking. I think the last couple of things that I did here were hiking trips either in France or Switzerland. as I said, I live right on the border of France, so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Um, yeah, other than that, um, yeah, in the winter I like to go down to Switzerland for snowboarding, like to be very active, cycling, stuff like that.
That sounds
Most of my
awesome, man.
these are sports.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I don't blame you, especially when you don't have a fight coming up. That makes sense. And just last question: any plans to travel back to the States? Maybe do a visit or two, or just you happy staying in Germany and kind of doing your thing over there?
No, I try to get to the States as often as I can. Most of my family's still over in Pennsylvania. So I was, yeah, I mean, I was in the States for 5 weeks and was able to um, see my family over there, yeah, twice during that time, especially with the fight being in Long Island and coming from Pennsylvania. It really wasn't that far away. Um, but yeah, in October, September, October, I'll be going back. My sister's getting married, and we got some family vacation planned out. So yeah, I'll be back soon.
And being from Pennsylvania, you're not a hockey fan at all, are you? I got to ask. I'm a Canadian. It's like a mandatory question.
Hockey is my favorite team sport
Is it
to
really?
watch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what are you, Flyers or Penguins?
Um,
Or neither?
well, probably more Flyers. I haven't, yeah, I haven't been following it very much. What we used to do is we would go every year and watch Hershey Bears, which
Oh,
is like
awesome. Yeah,
the
I know
league.
the affiliate team. Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they weren't ever very good, but we like to watch them.
That's good. And we always like watching you fight, Dustin. Thanks again for the time. It's UFC Paris, September 3rd. If there's anyone you'd like to thank, any sponsors or any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on my team has been a great help in these last couple fights, sticking with me through the series of losses, still believing in me, still helping me out. So just everyone who's been on Team Stoltzfus for the last 2.5 years, I appreciate it.